What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Water Juice channel. Welcome back to another episode of the Retro Miami Dolphins rebuild here on Madden 21 on the PC. That is right, we are back, and I'm pretty sure this is the 2012 regular season. I'm pretty sure that it is. I have a really bad memory, and I don't remember what we did last episode. I think it was the off season of 2011, because then we went into the 2012 draft and we drafted who did we draft? We traded out of the first pick because I know now it's coming back to me. We got the first overall pick because I think we traded Cliff Averill for the first overall pick, and then we traded out of that to the fourth pick and we drafted Luke Kuechly instead of Andrew Luck. That's right. That's big brain. That's right. So that's what we did. So then now we are in the 2012 regular season, the 2012-2013 season. The 2013 draft class is in the game. It is installed. We will check that out in a moment. It's not that great. I mean, there's a few people in there like DeAndre Hopkins and stuff like that, but I mean, it's not the greatest draft class. But that'll be in a moment. First off, I want to thank you guys for the support on the channel. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching again. It has been really cool to see the support on the channel. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and let's get into the video. All right, here we are in the main menu, and we are ready to check out why do I keep doing that? The college players for this 2013 draft class. Now let's click on it, and here we go. It is not the greatest. It is one of the weakest draft classes in recent NFL history. Eric Fisher and Luke Joeckel. I think that's how you say his name. Is it Luke Joeckel? I don't know. He went number 1 in real life. He went number 2. It was Jags and Kansas City who had those picks. Then Miami, I think, had 3. And then Eagles, Lions, Browns, I'm pretty sure. I don't know where you went. Can't remember. Rams, Jets. Don't know. Don't remember. But it's okay. I don't need to remember, because this is fictional. But it's not the greatest draft class. I mean, your top quarterback is E.J. Manuel. So, I mean, I know coming out of college that people thought E.J. Manuel was going to be like a good quarterback, but he just did not turn out to be anything. So, Gino Smith, I know, sadly, let me look through this quarterback class. Sadly, I think Gino Smith is the most successful quarterback. I guess you could say Mike Glennon because he's still in the league. I think Gino Smith's still in the league as a backup, as the Seahawks backup. But it's either, which is the crazy thing, but either one of these two guys are probably the most successful quarterback out of this class, which is just take a shower after you say that, because that's just gross. But you got guys like E.J. Manuel, Geno Smith, Mike Glennon, Matt Barkley, nobody else. Landry Jones, I guess. He got a chance with the Steelers. He didn't do much. As for running back, I have scouted a few guys. Gio Bernard, Le'Veon Bell, Monty Ball, who a lot of people thought drafted by the Broncos. A lot of people thought he was going to be like the real deal running back, but he didn't do anything. Eddie Lacy, did he win the Heisman? He didn't win the Heisman. No. Christian Michael, Niall Davis, Jonathan Franklin, Marcus Lattimore, who I actually thought was going to be a tremendous running back in the league, but then he tore his ACL, I think, and he never was the same. Joseph Randall, Zach Stacy, Mike Gesicki, Latavius Murray, Kenyon Barner. There's some running backs in the back half of this draft class that are still in the league and are still productive running backs. Latavius Murray, Rex Burkhead. So some guys that are still around. Nobody besides Le'Veon Bell is the most successful one out of this class. Then you got Kyle Juszczyk as a fullback. Wide receiver, it's You got Tavon Austin, DeAndre Hopkins, Cordell Patterson, Justin Hunter, Robert Woods, Keenan Allen. There's some good ones in here. I mean, Keenan Allen, Cordell Patterson, DeAndre Hopkins, Tavon Austin, Robert Woods. Those are all successful, good wide receivers. Marquise Goodwin. I thought Ace Sanders was going to be a good wide receiver. He didn't make it. Denard Robinson, former Michigan quarterback, is in this draft class. This is around the time when I remember all those other draft classes, but that was when I was like really young. But 2012, 20, let me think. It's probably 2010, from 2010 on is when I really started to like care about the draft classes and stuff and like who was coming out of college. So that was the Sam Bradford draft class, obviously. But this one I remember vividly because I used to play a NCAA 14 dynasty mode where I would play as South Carolina. So I know guys like Ace Sanders and Marcus Lattimore and Jadeveon Clowney. So I remember all those guys. That's why I know a lot of these guys from this draft class because that NCAA game, that first roster, that initial roster is all these guys. So, which is pretty cool. So there's some decent guys. You saw Adam Thielen up there. It's a decent wide receiver class, not the greatest. Then you got guys like Tyler Eifert, Zach Ertz, Vance McDonald, Travis Kelce, Jordan Reed. So tight ends is there. Tight ends, there's some good options. So if we need a tight end to replace Greg Olsen, I'm thinking we take one in this draft class because you're not going to get one better than a Zach Ertz or a Travis Kelce. So, I mean, we'll have to scout him to make sure, but I think that we're going to take a tight end in this draft class. We got a lot of draft picks, so we'll have some chances. And then left tackle, we obviously saw the two top guys. Then Lane Johnson, Menelik Watson, Teron Armstead, J.C. Treader. It's a good left tackle class. It is a good left tackle class. There's a lot of good options here, especially later in the draft with Armstead and Treader. Good left tackle class. Not the same with the left guard. It is Chance Warmack, Larry Warford, Earl Watford, and Lane Taylor, I guess. Nobody. Center Travis Frederick, who sadly had to retire before he probably should have in real life. He's in this draft class. Barrett Jones, who's one of the greatest college centers, I think, of all time. He didn't really pan out in the NFL, but in college, I'm pretty sure he's one of the top like 5 centers in all of college football. And that's about it for this. For right guard, Jonathan Cooper, Kyle Long, Brian Winters, nobody. Patrick Omame, I think that's how you say his name. Right tackle, DJ Fluker, Justin Pugh, David Bakhtiari, Vincent Painter, who I thought was going to be a really good right tackle. He didn't really pan out. Ryan Schrader, Reed Fragel, who used to be a tight end, now he's a lineman, or was a lineman. On the defensive side, which is probably where we need to focus up the most on this draft, we got Ziggy Ansah, who was like a freak coming out of college, but he never really panned out. He's still in the league, but he didn't really. I think he's still in the league. He's still in Madden. Bjorn Werner, I think that's how you say it. Bjorn, or is it Borjorn? I don't know. I don't know if the J is silent or not. Margus Hunt, who was like he's like the biggest thing for like a hot minute. He didn't do anything else for the Bengals. John Simon, Quentin Dial, yeah, Deion Jordan, Tank Carradine, Alex Okafor, William Golston, who I think just won a ring for Tampa Bay. I think he's on that team. Armani Bryant, Damian Square. The defensive line class is kind of bad. This whole draft class is just, I mean, there's some good bright spots with like obviously like Sheldon Richardson or DeAndre Hopkins or guys like that. But I mean, or David Bakhtiari. There's some gems, but this draft class just sucks. It's so bad. Sheldon Richardson, Star Lutulele, Sharif Floyd, Kawan Short, Jonathan Hankins, Akeem Spence, Stacey McGee. Nobody. Barkevius Mingo, Alec Ogletree, C.O. Moore. Nobody. This is bad. Manti Te'o, Kevin Minter, Kiko Alonso, Nico Johnson, AJ Klein. Jarvis Jones, John Bostic, Jamie Collins, Sean Porter, Gerald Hodges. There's some names in the right outside linebacker, but not really anything else. Ooh, Etienne Sabino. I forgot about that, man. D. Milner, DJ Hayden, Desmond Trufant, Xavier Rhodes. There's some good corners. There are some good corners. So if we need to get a corner later in this draft or maybe early in this draft, we might have to take one. I mean, you saw Tyrann Mathieu here. Blitty Ray Wilson is here. Logan Ryan. There's some solid corners in this draft class that we could definitely take. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, AJ Bouye, Nickel Roby Coleman. So there's this corner class. That is one thing about this draft class. This corner class is strong. So we may need to take a corner because our corner is a little bit older. Our corners are a little bit older. Kenny Vaccaro, Eric Reed, Matt Elam, Jonathan Cyprin, DJ Swearinger, who was like the hardest hitter I'd ever seen coming out of college, in my personal opinion. TJ McDonald, Deron Harmon, good free safety class. Tony Jefferson. Strong safeties, not so much. J.J. Wilcox, Sean Williams, Shamarko Thomas, Jaleel Ade, Jeff Heath, Kamal Ishmael, Robert Lester. I remember Robert Lester. That's about it. Then kickers, there's some good kickers in here. Caleb Sturgis, Dustin Hopkins, Brett Mayer, Jason Myers, Brandon McManus. Punters, Ryan Allen, I guess. Jeff Locke, or Jeff Locke, however you say his name, it's okay. That draft class is bad. It's real bad. But as you can see, we are 2-0 on the season, going up against the 2-0 Buffalo Bills. That's right. Let's check out the roster real quick because you know you want to see it. Calvin Johnson, still a 99 overall at just 26 years old. This man is a monster. I'm so glad that we got him. Our team is looking good. Cam's up to an 83. Russell Wilson and his rookie season is a 73 so far. Then we got Terrell Pryor, obviously. Jamal Charles will be the leading running back, the starting running back, so hopefully he can start to grow and become that running back that we hope that he can be. At wide receiver, we still got Pierre Garçon. We still got AJ Brown, Antonio Brown, and Julio Jones who need to grow. T.Y. Hilton coming in here as a 75 overall rookie is going to be good. And then we got Doug Baldwin and Devin Hester. But these three guys right here are the future, so we need to grow these guys as quick as possible. Well, maybe not as quick as possible because we're pretty solid with Calvin Johnson, but this is going to be a good team. And like I said, we probably need to draft a tight end, so either Travis Kelce or whoever ends up being good out of that tight end class. I don't know, but we can't be rocking with Gary Barnidge, that's for sure. And Greg Olsen never really turned out into anything, so he's only a 78 overall. Maybe if we trade him, he'll turn out to be something. I don't know. Left tackle, we got Trent Williams. Left guard, Jahari Evans, Max Unger, and Jason Kelce. The offensive line hasn't changed. I've just added maybe like a couple backup guys like Maurice Williams, like you saw. But the offensive line is the same. Cam Wake, Michael Johnson, Calais Campbell, Tamba Ali, and Chandler Jones. I know that Chandler Jones plays outside linebacker in real life, but he did start out as a defensive end, so I probably move him later in his career like he did in real life. But for now, he's going to play defensive end. And Ndamukong Suh, Kyle Williams, and Akeem Hicks. As for linebackers, we got Von Miller, who's an 84 overall already at 23. AJ Hawk, who I hate to say it, but I probably got to move on from because I think he might be coming up on a contract extension. Let me look at his contract. Is he coming up on a contract extension? He might be. He's been here his entire career. He was the very first pick that we ever took, the very first player that we ever took in this series. So let me look at his contract. He's got 2 years left, so he's got this year and next year. So we may be able to trade him. Levante David, as you saw, I did mention in the last episode that I was going to try and get Levante David. He wasn't in free agency. Somebody had already picked him up, so I did have to trade a couple of draft picks for him. But we got him here. He is here. As for middle linebacker, James Laurinaitis and Luke Kuechly will split time. I think I've got James starting and then Luke Kuechly as the sub linebacker, or it might be like flip-flopped. I don't know. Then we got Bobby Wagner, obviously. David Harris and Navarro Bowman. I moved David Harris back to right outside linebacker because we got Luke Kuechly and James Laurinaitis. As for corner, this is probably why we need to draft a corner because we got Devin McCourty, who's going to be solid for the future. But, I mean, we got old man Charles Woodson. We got young Sam Shields, which is going to be good. We're going to have to, hopefully he grows and becomes our second corner, and then we draft another corner. So we got Marcus Gilchrist, but he hasn't really panned out to anything, at least not in his first year. But corner is definitely an issue for us. Antoine Bethea and Glover Quinn, and then Eric Weddle and Harrison Smith. So that is, and Lindo Mari still our kicker. And so that is our team. You see our draft picks here. We got 2 first-round picks like we always do. 2 second rounds, a third, a fourth, fifth, sixth, and a seventh. As for the the practice squad, we got Dante Hightower, Janoris Jenkins, Jabal Shear, Donald Stevenson, who I kind of missed on, and it makes me sad. Austin Pastor, Tayshawn Gibson, Cole Beasley, Eddie Pleasant, Josh Gordon, and Vontaze Burfict. Yeah, I didn't draft Josh Gordon, but he was in free agency, so I was like, you know what? Might as well bring him to the practice squad, see what he can do. So he is on the practice squad as well. And that is the team. That is the team going into the, continuing the 2012-2013 season. As always, we will simulate until something interesting happens, probably the end of the season, like we always do, and then we'll go from there. But that is going to do it for this little recap video. Now I'm going to simulate, and I'll see you guys when something good happens. All right, I thought I'd bring you guys back in here to show you the playoff picture of what it's looking like, because we are in week 17 of the 2012-2013 NFL season. We are currently the 5th seed in the playoffs, so I think we are guaranteed a playoff spot. We are sitting at 9-6, I'm pretty sure, on the season. We got to go up against the 4-seeded Cincinnati Bengals. The Titans are the number 1 seed in the East, or in the AFC, and in the NFC, the Giants are the number 1 seed, and no, we played the Giants in the week 16. We lost to them, so now we got to play the Dallas Cowboys, who are 6-9, I'm pretty sure, on the season. That's going to be the gameplay for this video. But there are some contract extensions that I do want to talk about. I tried to sign Max Unger, but he only gave me 2 opportunities to offer him a contract, and I guess I lowballed him too much, and he says that he's not interested in signing with me. He wants to test free agency. So I may try and franchise tag him so that we can work out a deal next season, but I don't know what I want to do just yet with him. We may need to get another center, which is good because Travis Frederick is in this draft class. So maybe we move on from Max Unger. And then Cameron Wake. Cameron Wake is 30 years old, 77 overall. He never really turned into anything special, anything that I thought he was going to turn into. He didn't really get the chance, though, because we had Jason Taylor in front of him, and now we have, Calais Campbell and Tamba Ali and all those guys in front of him. So he never really got the chance, which is understandable for why he never grew, which is kind of why Jamal Charles is kind of still low overall. But he's asking for at least a fair offer would be $25.4 million over 2 or 3 years. And I don't think I want to pay that. No, I love Cameron Wake. He's one of my favorite underrated players of all time, and I personally think he's a great player, but I don't think that we can spend that amount of money on Cameron Wake when he's 30 years old already, and he's not in our future plans, I don't think. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to trade Cameron Wake to see if I can get anything for him. But we're going to do that later, because now we got to play the Cowboys to try and go to 10-6 and cement ourselves as a playoffs, get a playoff spot. I think we're already in the playoffs. Oh no, we don't. We're not clinched a playoff spot just yet. There's a ton of teams that are 9-6 that could overtake us if we lose this game to the Cowboys. So we cannot lose this game. We still have a chance to win the division too. I didn't even realize that. We are tied with the Bills. So we still have a chance to win the division against the Buffalo Bills. That would be pretty cool. We've only won the division once, I think, in this series. But we can check out the stats now. Cam Newton in his 2nd season here in Miami. He's got 3,500 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Jamal Charles almost has 1,000 yards rushing, 255 carries, 9 touchdowns. Vernon Davis, 75 catches, 933. And 5 touchdowns. Calvin Johnson, 74 catches, 916 yards, 9 touchdowns. Everybody's looking pretty good here. On defense, Brandon Carr has been playing amazingly well this season. 103 tackles. David Harris once again up here close to 100 tackles. He's got 5.5 sacks. Does he lead? No, and Ndamukong Suh leads with 7.5 sacks. He's tied with Tamba Ali for 2nd. As for interceptions, Devin McCourty with 2. Von Miller 1, Kuechly 1, Carr 1, Weddle 1, Woodson 1, Harrison Smith 1, and Glover Quinn 1. That's a lot of interceptions this season. Lots of interceptions. How is Lindo Mare doing? 10 of 11. He kicked a 50-yarder. He hasn't missed a single extra point, which... Excuse me. Devin Hester looks good. Devin Hester looks good. I mean, he looks as good as always. I decided not to bring Devin Hester back, so we'll have to see what happens there. But now, we can play against the Cowboys. So I'm going to jump in that game, and I'll see you guys in there. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Week 17. The 9-6 Miami Dolphins look to go to 10-6 on the season as they walk into the playoffs as probably the 5 seed, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe we jump up to the 4 seed or something. Wow, what a catch from Vernon Davis. I was not expecting him to catch that, but that was a tremendous catch. Maybe we jump up, I don't know. It all depends, I guess, on how the Bills do and how the Bengals finish out the season. But we get to see Jamal Charles. We've seen Jamal Charles in a little bit of gameplay for a few seasons since he's been here. He's come on a couple runs and stuff, but he's never really gotten an opportunity to shine. This is his first season as the starter in Miami, and he's doing a pretty decent job as the starter for the first time this in his career. So maybe we won't need to look for a running back anytime soon. Who knows? But Vernon Davis has just been the guy in the first drive of the game. I don't know what to say. He's just dominated so far in this game. Cam with a quick throw to Calvin Johnson, and just like that, we are at the 4-yard line. And I think I was hoping they'd have a little bit of a QB option play, but we're going to give this to Jamal Charles. He's going to get stuffed at the 6. Loss of 2 on the play. I didn't think they would see a run coming, but they saw it. So now we're going to go with a little bit of a pass play. And if I can, I might be able to run this in with Cam Newton, get a little bit of that super Cam going. And I might have to do it here. Can Cam get to the side? He does! Cam Newton with the score. Hit that home run, man. There you go. Boom. Send it away. Superman has arrived. Okay, we're back here in the red zone in the third quarter. We're up 21-0. This offense is just humming. We're dominating the Cowboys here. They really have no answer for us. Jamal Charles has played amazing. Cam Newton's played amazing. This whole team's played amazing. We're on our way to a playoff berth again. Hopefully our first Super Bowl appearance since we won it in 2008. And hopefully I don't choke like I did last season and lost in the wild card round to the Baltimore Ravens like I did. That was just heartbreaking. All right, it's 35-0. So, I mean, take that for what you will. 35-0. Jamal Charles gets leveled on that one. He's got over 100 yards rushing. This team is pretty good. I knew that this team would be pretty good, but we're also playing a below 500 football team, so we take that for granted. Don't take that for granted. So, this team is not the greatest, the Cowboys. So, I mean, we can't get caught up in what we look like against a bad team. We got to get caught up in what we look like against a real good team because we're going to have to play those in the playoffs. And Vernon Davis just goes down the sideline and scores. Okay, I didn't think that was going to happen, but Vernon Davis has had a MVP type of game right now. All right, let's show you a little bit of defense, a little snippet of the defense, little highlights of our vaunted Miami defense here that we got against Tony Romo and this Cowboys team. We'll get a little bit more defensive highlights in the playoffs. I just wanted to get through this game. I figured we would win. I didn't figure we'd win by this much. I didn't think we would shut them out 42-0 because they got Jason Witten and Tony Romo, but that's not pass interference. That better not be pass interference. Did I hit Tony? I don't know if I hit Romo or not. Wow, they called pass interference on David Harris. That's crazy that they actually called pass interference on that play. That was not pass interference, but whatever. Call it whatever you want, I guess. But there's only like 10 seconds left. We got to keep them shut out here. Charles Woodson with a nice tackle, and that's going to be game because the accelerated clock is going to finish this game off. And we are going to go 10-6 and make the playoffs again. That's fantastic. You love to see it. 4 touchdowns for Cam Newton. He went 25 of 33, 341 yards, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Jamal Charles, you already saw, had 24 carries, 109 yards. Vernon Davis, 11 catches, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. Calvin Johnson had a 5 for 58. Pierre Garçon had 5 for 66. Tackling Ndamukong Suh, 2 sacks, 7 tackles. Did we pick off? Yeah, we did pick off Tony Romo once, which is pretty cool. Alinda Mari didn't have to do much. Devin Hester didn't do anything because they didn't score. So 4 punts, it didn't return anything. So it's an F for Devin Hester. But big win, 42-0. Our biggest win, I think, of played games. Obviously, I don't know if of the series. I don't think so. Maybe it is. I'd have to go back and look. But we go to 10-6. We firmly cement our spot in the playoffs, but now we got to go check and see if we won the division. Okay, so we jump up to the 3 seed in the AFC playoffs, it goes the Titans, the Memphis Egyptians, and then us at 3 against the 6-seeded Cincinnati Bengals. So we would have had to play the Bengals either way because they were the 4 seed when we were looking at, and they must have lost. So now they're the 6 seed. We are the 3 seed because we won. And I'm pretty sure now the Bills are the 5th seed. So I'm pretty sure we just won the division. We did. The Bills lost. They are 9-7. Your Miami Dolphins are the AFC East winners. That is right. That's amazing. That's pretty cool. We don't usually get to be winners, but look at that. We are also it said we are 3rd in the legacy leaderboard. Is that right? Yeah, we are right behind Ron Rivera, 3rd in the legacy leaderboard. That's pretty cool as an owner. We got 1 Super Bowl, 1 AFC championship, so hopefully we can keep that going. This game is out of control. MVP, the top 3 MVP vote getters. Sam Bradford, who won it. Jay Cutler, smoking Jay Cutler, who was on the Dolphins for a year. And Carson Palmer. Look at that. Tom Brady in 4th. Cam doesn't make the MVP voting, but that's okay. He's only a second-year pro. Mike Vrabel wins Coach of the Year, so he goes out of playing, becomes a coach for the Titans, and wins Coach of the Year. So congratulations to him. Brian Flores here in 10th. As for Offensive Player of the Year, Sam Bradford wins it. Defensive Player of the Year is Terrell Suggs. I don't think we have any defensive guys. No, we don't. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Robert Turbin. Andrew Luck finishes in 7th. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Michael Kendricks. Luke Kuechly finishes in 2nd. Nobody for us besides Kuechly. As for Best Quarterback, it is Sam Bradford. Best Running Back is still LaDainian Tomlinson. He's still crushing it. Jamal Charles finishes in 8th in his first season as the starter. That's pretty cool. James Jones is best wide receiver. All right. Julio finishes. Oh, that's not Julio. Why do I keep messing that up? It's Jacoby Jones. Duh. He must have been the one that made the Pro Bowl that last season that I thought was Julio. But it's Jacoby Jones. Julio doesn't make it. David Stewart once again wins Best Offensive Lineman. I'm pretty sure that's like the 3rd or 4th year in a row David Stewart has won Best Offensive Lineman. Maybe we're going to go and get David Stewart. I don't know how hard it is to get him, but he seems to be doing pretty well, so maybe we try and bring him in. Best defensive lineman is Terrell Suggs. Brian Arakpo wins Best Linebacker. Sante Samuel wins Best Defensive Back. Best Kicker goes to Randy Bullock. Lyndon Mari finishes in the 6th. That's pretty good. And then Offensive Rookie of the Year again. Or Offensive Player of the Year again. We finished with the 21st rated offense and the 14th rated defense. So we were about middle of the road for both, which is good. But I would like to be better. I mean, 10-6 is still pretty good. Hopefully, in the next episode, we beat the Bengals, beat whoever we play in the divisional round, beat whoever we win in the play in the AFC Championship game, and then win the Super Bowl. And we win our 2nd Super Bowl in the series, which is the goal. I hope we can do it. We got an 89 rated offense, 88 rated defense, 88 overall team. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. A lot of guys are growing tremendously well. Our draft picks are sitting with the 5th pick in the Steelers and the 25th pick with us. So thank you, Pittsburgh, for giving me a possible top 5 pick in the draft, because there's looking like there's some guys that we're going to need to get. I don't know who, though. I do want to check before we go. I just want to check and see how easy it is to get David Stewart. Just throwing my hat in the ring, seeing how easy it is. He's a 95 overall, 30 years old. What if I throw you a 3rd round pick? What's that looking like? That's very, very difficult to get you. Okay, so you play left tackle. We have Trent Williams. What if I throw you Mike Pearson? That doesn't do anything. So what if I throw you, you want a left guard? What if I throw you Alex Boone? I'll give you Alex Boone. You know, it's not as hard as I thought it would be. It's, well, not going to get him, obviously, but it definitely harder than I thought it probably could be. What about if I give you Devin Hester too? You don't want Devin Hester? No, they don't want Devin Hester. I don't think anybody wants Devin Hester. What if I give you Pierre Garçon? No, there's no chance that we are getting this guy from Tennessee unless they let him go in free agency. What about if I give you Cam Wake? I'm sure you want Cam Wake, right? And then I throw you possibly like Antoine Bethea. 3 green players. That still doesn't even take it out the red. That's crazy, David Stewart. I hope your contract is up. I'm going to go quickly check and see what his contract situation is looking like. Let me go to salaries and then go to the Titans. What's his contract situation? David Stewart has 4 years remaining, so he just signed a new deal because he's got he's got a 4-year contract and he's just entering his first year. So they're paying him a ton of money. He's not going to be a free agent anytime soon, so we're not going to get David Stewart unless he starts to regress, and I don't want him at that point. So that was a fun little dream of trying to get David Stewart, but it's going to be too hard to get him. We don't need him anyway. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. Make sure to smash that like button, notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and I'll see you guys in the playoffs. See ya!